My
Hey,
daughter
Scott.
Terry,
Terry.
my granddaughter Allison, my granddaughter Amy, and my first wife, Barbara Wells. 42 years and counting. That's not her age, that's how long we've been married.
Okay, I'm going to leave you alone up here for a little bit.
Hi, Dee. How you doing? Good to see you. Oh, leave me alone? That mean I got to say something now? I'm on the spot, is that it? Okay, we're going to do readings by Robert and stuff like that a little bit later. I would like to point out another friend who's in the audience. I guess he didn't shower this morning, so he's all by himself. This gentleman sitting over here, you might recognize as the arch nemesis of the Kibasi Kid and many other routines that we did down through the years. His character name is Big Stosh. And underneath all of that is a very nice man by the name of Russ Cormier. He revealed to us yesterday something I did not know. I've known this guy for 30 years, and I didn't realize he's the, you're not full-blooded Indian, are you? Okay, part Indian, from the Meshuggah tribe, isn't it, up there, Canada? Okay. Anyway, I was just thinking of some of the people that populated the airwaves, you know, back when we were doing our thing. Who remembers the day we went on the air? Now there's a trivia question for you. When did we go on the air as the Houlihan and Big Chuck Show? 1966? What month? Well, I mean, very few people know it, so don't feel bad about it. Well, somebody knows. Really? Am I the only one old enough to remember that? I know when it went on because I was there, okay? December 23rd, 1966. If anybody asked you, now you know. Now you can win a prize next time they ask that question. Well, we really had some interesting people down through the years that we were on at the same time. How many of people remember the morning show with the guy with the German lederhosen and the little pork pie hat, or the little hat thing? Franz the Toy Maker. Remember his name? You're not going to win any prizes. I don't have any prizes up here. I'd have to strip and give you my shoe or something, but because I didn't bring anything along. Ray Steviarsky was his name. And he had the darndest habit of going out at night, the night before, and should we say getting lubricated a little bit? He liked beer, okay? So he would stay out late at night. Now mind you, he had to be up. I think the show was at 7 o'clock in the morning, if I recall correctly. And he would stay out until 2, 3 in the morning, come back to the station. This was down at 17th and Euclid. Remember when it was down there? It's a parking lot now, have you noticed? Oh boy, talk about memories. But he would sleep overnight on the sofa in the basement of the station. And they'd get him up about 5 to 10 minutes before airtime. He'd splash a little water on his face, wouldn't even shave. He'd put on this lederhosen and a little hat and run upstairs. Used to drive the director crazy because you like to plan these things out. So this one day we saw him on the air. I didn't watch it until the kids were getting a little older, but we saw him on the air one day. Remember his partner on the show? Had the kind of the red string yarn hair? Raggedy Ann. Of course, it wasn't Raggedy. Well, they kind of changed the name a little bit because there's laws against that. But anyway, so she was his partner on this thing. And what you saw on the air this one day, and I saw this on the air, what you saw, remember the kids used to send things in and they would show off, you know, what the kids had sent. And what you saw, remember the lederhosen, was Ray Steviarsky's hairy leg and a close-up of the picture. And then he would describe that, and then she would take the picture away, and you see another picture, and he would describe that, and really praise the young person who sent it in. So what you saw in the air, this actually happened. Oh, there's a nice picture. Oh, little Johnny, you did a good job. You stayed within the lines. Look at the nice tree, and the grass, and the river, and oh yes, there's a little boat there. Oh, very nice job, Johnny. Oh, and he fell asleep on the air. You can imagine that. Oh my. The manager of the station finally said, Ray, you've got to get up earlier. You've got to get up there and talk to Rue de Gravels, who was the engineer or the director at the time. Says you've got to get up earlier, and you've got to plan things out a little more. You're driving our director crazy, you're driving the crew crazy, they don't know exactly what you're going to do, so you got to do it. And his comment was, well, I just don't feel any incentive to get up any earlier. And the manager said, would lack of a salary be an incentive? Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, I can do that, okay. Did anybody see the movie Summer Rental? Did you see that? Wasn't that neat? Was for us. I love Screen Actors Guild because every time you rent the movie or it shows up on cable television or anywhere around the world in a different kind of a venue, you know, yeah, you got it. Man's way ahead of me. You got a check. That's called residuals, long-term residuals. And there was a lady who did a role in that film at the very beginning. Remember where John Candy was a burned-out air controller up in Atlanta, and he came down to Florida on a forced vacation. They said, you've got to take a vacation to get out of here and recharge your batteries. So he does. Goes down to Florida and rents this house. Turns out he's in the wrong house, but the point is, the kids are running out on the beach, and he goes upstairs, and he's going to relax on the little sofa thing outside, you know. And he looks across the way, and here's this little cabana with, you know, an umbrella and a nice little table, and here's this very attractive couple. And Barb, why don't you come up here a second? We're going to do this. So he goes upstairs. He's got like a little puppy dog, a little friendly puppy dog, you know. And here's this couple, very attractively dressed, and they're having cucumber sandwiches on the veranda there. And Jack Chester comes up and he says, "Oh, hi there. I'm Jack Chester, your new neighbor, and you're
having lunch."
Oh yeah. Well, okay, sure. My wife Barbara, she did that role in that movie. And she gets residuals too. Now, at the very end of the film, there was this, the yacht race. You remember that crazy thing where they raised the shorts and he won the race. And she was one of the yacht race officials too. That was a lot of fun. What is this? All right, Ghoul, knock it off. You'll get your turn later, you loud person, you. What a character. Anywho, let's see. You got it. I'm going to stuff that frog up your nose in a minute. And you'll enjoy it. WB 55. Friday nights 11:30, I guess, huh? Anyway, does anybody have any questions? As long as we're up here, you'd like to know something about how the show got started and stuff like that?
Questions for Houlihan?
Yeah.
Questions?
We got some more stories here.
For the benefit of the sound man, let's just trade.
Okay.
They're both working. The sound man knows who's who and where then.
Okay.
Questions for Houlihan?
Hey, this is a better microphone. I like this one.
It's ballsy.
What was your favorite skit?
My favorite skit? Oh boy, you'd really have to go back on that one. Till one of my favorites was King the Wonder Dog. Remember that one where Chuck's dog, Rhodesian Ridgeback, Rowdy was his name, and you know, Chuck, the tree, he's the kielbasi kid, and the tree has fallen on his leg, and here comes the dog from way over, then jumps over his face and disappears over the hill. That was a beautiful dog. There's kind of a funny story about that. Actually, my favorite was the Parma School of Broadcasting, but it didn't win the Emmy that year, so it wasn't everybody's favorite, obviously. Anyway, so we were doing that shooting. It was out in the woods. And I've got a very special story about the dog in just a second here, but this one, you got to practice a little bit, you know. And we had this, remember he was going over hill and over logs and the whole bit, and Chuck's going, come on boy, and he's running, and they get all these different shots. And we had this thing where he jumps over the gully and then clambers up the side. Well, when they rehearsed it, they did it about twice, you know, and we had to stand on either side of the gully to make sure he went that way rather than over us, or, you know, had the camera set up. So when the dog first did it, good old Rowdy, he jumped just a mighty leap. It was like 2 feet from the top and kind of scrambled a little bit in the snow and went up over the top. Says, well, let's try that again. Make sure you can do that okay. Because that's the shot we want, you know, just leaping, slow motions, you know how dramatic. And so we do it again, and sure enough, over he goes. Rowdy, oh, leap, 2 feet from the top, scrambles up. So now, okay, get ready. Get the camera way down low so you can see this neat shot of the dog leaping over. Says, okay, Rowdy. Chuck called Rowdy up over the hill. Come on, boy, come on. He runs, jumps up, right into the water. Like a mud.